Dajia and welcome to Oh, you're not saying it today.
Sorry.
White Gaze, where we white gaze upon the drama,
the looks,
and the language of our newest favorite Chinese television show, Empresses in the Palace, otherwise known as
Zhen Huan.
Yes, and today we are getting back to basics because it's just the two of us.
Bless God and bless the gays.
Yeah.
This whole time, this whole season, we've been having too many guests, and I'm just so happy that it's just you and I.
Well, because whenever we started out, we were like, oh, every 5 episodes we'll have a guest.
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, no, we can have a guest whenever we want to.
Whenever we decide to. And this time we decided not to have a guest. Because this time we can really share our true thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes if the guest, I don't want to offend them with what I think. So I try to let them say what they think first.
Okay, so can you tell us what happened in the last episode?
Well, you know what? In the last episode, our very good friend Nick was here. And he was helping us walk in the challenge.
I'm not talking about episode of White Gaze. I'm talking about the episode of Zhen Huan.
Well, I'm getting to that. If you'll just let me get there, I'll get there. Because in the last episode, Zhen Huan was still being very sad. Mm-hmm. And she decided at the end of the last episode that she actually needed a makeover. It was time for her to put away her tears and actually start fighting. Because remember, she was in the courtyard and Fucha Guiren and Chi Fei decided to punish her quite heavily.
Oh, and she had to kneel there for 2 hours.
She had to kneel, and that other girl had to slap her in the face over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Out of disrespect towards her.
Yeah.
Because the idea was that because she wasn't really serving down as much as before, the girls felt like they could do anything they want to her and the emperor wouldn't care.
Okay, but I don't remember what exactly she did that was, like, disrespectful.
She just, like, saw them on the street.
Oh, wow.
And that was disrespectful.
That's crazy.
Yeah, something like that. Or, like, she didn't, like, bow fully.
It was like a casual bow.
It was a casual bow. It wasn't like a...
Which is what they're used to.
Uh-huh.
Because they are kind of, like, friendly.
Right, and she is fully a rank above at least Fucha Guiren. So you would think... Mm-hmm. But that was the thing. Fucha Guiren was getting Chi Fei all lit up about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, she'll find out soon enough. I think so.
Yes. I think that was pretty much it.
Yeah. There was the showdown. Nick said that this was like a really popular replayed scene. He
taught us that phrase. Which, why don't you go ahead and practice it?
Uh-huh. I don't know it. You fat cunt. Something like that. Watch your mouth, you fat cunt, or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, precisely. So anyways, in episode 34, are you ready to jump in?
Yeah, this was a great episode.
Are you sure? Do you want to get a jacket?
Yeah, it's winter now.
It's super cold.
And actually, whenever we were watching it, I was thinking about this, and I guess they did mention it later. Is this a full year from the last winter whenever Zhen Huan was sick? In quotations, or is it...
I think it's potentially been 2 winters since then.
Okay.
I think it has.
Because we've seen 2
winters. Summers.
Yeah, because we've seen winter outfits. Because I remember in our winter...
Uh-huh. It was winter again. And you said that thing about the Junyao Airlines.
About the Junyao girls, yeah.
So yeah, this is potentially the 3rd winter.
Okay.
And at the beginning, she's got all of her girlies around her, Zhen Huan does, and she's like, Vermilion, go get this thing. Jade, go get this thing. Make sure the butterflies are warm. We gotta light the fire. And then they say, ooh, let me bring you this dress.
Oh, yeah.
We've been spraying this dress.
Yeah, because at the end of the last episode, we saw that the 17th Prince is gonna travel the lands to go get the butterflies from wherever the fuck he's getting the butterflies from.
And clearly he did. She loves the color of the dress. She says something about the color is perfectly the meeting of sky and water.
The big sky is blue. The ocean is too. Hi ho, did you know BLUE spells blue?
Did you do that with the children today?
Of course I did. That one's their favorite.
Girl, I love blue too. Are there songs for the other colors?
Yeah.
Any notable?
I like the orange one as well because
Yeah.
it goes through and you spell it and then it's like pumpkins are always orange, carrots are always orange, oranges are always orange. They die for that one. Because of course an orange is orange.
Of course. We wouldn't have it any other way. Now Shen Meizhuang also comes over at this time.
In orange. Just kidding.
And that was all I wrote down.
Well, because I think that could have been the end of the scene because the next we get into
Huafei writing a letter.
Yes, and I was very happy that she was announcing everything that she was writing down because how would we have known?
It's very theatrical in that way.
Uh-huh.
Like you're narrating what you're writing as you write it.
Well, also, Michi Miao Miao needs to know what she's writing down as well.
Do you think she can read?
Michi Miao Miao, no.
Right. So she definitely needs it narrated.
I didn't even know that Huafei could read, but...
Right. I am surprised she wasn't having somebody else write for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dictation of some kind.
Uh-huh. Even if I knew what she was writing, it would have made no sense to me because they write up and down and...
From left to right.
From left to right.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Also, did you notice in the cutaways...
Left to right.
Yeah, so they start writing on the left side of the page, or the right
side of the page. Yeah.
They do the right side of the page going to the left. But did you notice that in the cutaways, we never see Huafei actually writing?
That was another thing, is that the acting was bad. There's no ink on that thing.
And they always cut to a close-up of somebody writing.
Uh-huh.
But I do not think it's Huafei. And she is wearing an ugly green scarf.
Yeah, I thought that I'm loving all the fur scarves and stuff, but that green did not match that outfit.
What animal did that come from?
It's dyed, of course. I like the color of the green. I've tried so many times to get my hair that color. But it didn't match the outfit.
Right. And neither did that hair.
She honestly can eat my
I only kid. But honestly, listeners, if you know what the magical dye formula is for green hair, you've got to let us know.
Do we have any hair people out there?
Well, hairstylists, perhaps.
It's just because I have dark hair and trying to bleach it. It's like I need to get it to like white, but
a perfect white.
I can't do that because my hair's so dark.
My next line, I wrote down golden hair. Oh, I think her hair looked really nice though, despite the ugly scarf.
But yeah, the green that didn't match the hair was cute.
The hair was cute. In the next scene, they're cooking some blackened chicken of some kind. And you had some questions about this.
Well, yeah, because I was like, is this like Cajun, like blackened chicken to where like it's like the skin is blackened? Or it was like, why was it black chicken?
I think it is quite hot. I think they said something about it not being spicy enough. So I do think it is supposed to be spicy food.
I was just wondering why the skin was black.
But I made the note for all of my nerdy Pokemon fans out there. She says something about like, you're not stirring it up. You're going to like burn it. And famously, in many Pokemon games, you have to create this thing called a poffin. And when you stir, you got it. The whole game is you take your little, because you played it on the Nintendo DS.
Oh, you take the stylus?
You take the stylus and you just go around in a circle. And if you do it too fast, you spill the liquid. But if you do it too slow, it starts to burn.
Did you have a pink DS?
You know what? I was not gay then. So no, I didn't.
Neither was I, but I had a pink DS.
Okay. And then they said something about getting the flowers too. They needed to get like some flowers.
The flowers were to add the flavor of the spice that they needed.
Oh, okay.
And
Who was they cooking for?
It wasn't it was for Zhen Huan. And it wasn't the stirring that was the problem. He was fanning it too hot. He was keeping the fire
too hot.
Yeah.
Cool me down. I'm hot, hot, hot. Okay. In the next scene, we see that the emperor is reading the letter next to the number one girl of the season, An Lingrong.
Now, is Lingrong like popular name?
I don't know. Why? Have you met a girl?
Yeah, that's like a bunch of the drag queens or like the voguing people. I hear them say like the House of Lingrong.
I think there is a house. Yeah.
House of Lingrong.
We should have asked Nick that last week.
Yeah, I don't know if it's affiliated with this or not, or if it's just like a popular name.
Oh my god, if she is like the grandmother of the House of Lingrong. So anyways, An Lingrong is there just sitting, and then the emperor is reading the letter, and it's from Hua Fei, I misspoke. Nian Fei. And An Lingrong is like, well, the girlies are just missing you. Zhen Huan's also missing her. You should go and visit her. And he was like, no, forget it. I'm not going to visit her, and I'm not going to visit her. And then she makes the funniest facial expression.
She's like,
because in one hand, it's like, she can at least say to the other girls, well, I tried to get him to come and fuck you, but he just said no, so he just stayed nice and warm in this coochie.
Yeah, I laughed whenever she had that little smile, because that was the cut of the scene too.
Take a look at what I wrote for this scene.
Now.
No.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
What is wow for? What scene was this?
Somebody looked beautiful. Somebody looked gorgeous.
I remember you exclaiming, wow, 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 but I don't think I was like,
you were not living.
as...
She's pretty good for her age.
I was blown away. Somebody walked in. Was it Zhen Huan?
Maybe it was. Maybe it was her makeover.
Yeah.
She'd been made over. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. Zhen Huan's makeover. She's got a beautiful, beautiful dress on.
Oh,
her
yes,
hair
yes, yes.
is up and done. And not only is her hair up and done, it's like two colors. Like one bun is sort of orange. The other bun is sort of blue with different flowers. Mm-hmm. She's got an asymmetrical dangle.
Well, I remember Enema telling us that it has to be the asymmetrical dangle. And she told us that whenever we see the two dangles, that's wrong.
Really?
That's like historically incorrect.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Enema. But speaking of the asymmetrical dangle, I want to know if I'm making this shit up, because when she's sitting in the chair and she's looking at the mirror, the dangle is on her, her left side, but then later on when we see the dangle again, it's on her right side.
I think you answered your question.
That I just made it up.
Mirror.
No. We see her looking into the mirror. We don't see her in the mirror.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Very Karen K.
Yes. But speaking of the mirror, she does look slightly above the mirror and say, wow, it's snowing. Look outside the window.
She didn't say anything about a window, and she goes, oh, it's snowing. And we were both like, there's no window.
Well,
the window's behind you.
Yeah. Also very theatrical. You're saying it to the audience even though the window's behind you.
Yeah. And it's like, we can see out the window and we can't see that it's snowing. Uh-huh. How did you see that it was snowing?
Right. Well, it just is. It simply is.
But it is snowing. And then there's a family dinner.
Well, how about we take a break?
Okay. Anyway, ni hao, and we are back.
And it's family dinner time.
What is the occasion?
I'm not sure. I was gonna ask too, like, do they just do this all the time, or is it a festival? Is it somebody's birthday?
It could just be because they
Taco
want to have
Tuesday.
dinner. Could be June heat.
Could be June heat. Well, it's not. It probably maybe November heat at this point.
Well, if
it's snowing.
If I do one in November, what do I call it? I can't
November
call
heat.
It. November heat.
November chill.
I could.
November
we'll play with
ice.
it. We'll play with it.
Now, at the dinner, it seems a bit empty in the room.
Feels so empty without me.
Without me. Cao Gui-ren is not there because Princess Wenyi is very sensitive to the cold. So she said, I will see you at the next function. Zhen Huan is not there because, of course, she's still sad.
I'm sad.
Hua Fei is not there because I think she's still being punished, right? She can't leave.
She's still being punished.
And Shen Meizhuang is not there also, which they're like, that's interesting. I wonder why she's late.
Yeah, squeaky ass door.
She comes in and she says, oh, I'm really sorry. I was really trying to be on time. I actually left my house early. But then I saw these plum trees.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Whenever she first said this, I was like, you stupid fucking bitch. That is a terrible ass excuse. What the fuck are you talking about? You were late because you were looking at the trees? Like, you had to be somewhere. The trees aren't moving.
The flowers only come out once a year. They have no photographs.
Go after dinner.
Well,
go tomorrow.
The lighting was bad at that time.
Go tomorrow. Like, what the fuck you doing tomorrow?
Maybe they're gone by then.
Sitting for 12 hours?
We have to give them credit for the fact there's no photographs. They can't just, look up what it looks like online. They can truly only experience life in the moment. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I wish we could do that.
Yeah, you can.
Just go to the woods. As you throw my phone out the window. But we very, very quickly learn that this is actually a trap. Because when she talks about how the plum blossoms are finally in bloom, the emperor's like, all right, field trip, let's go.
Well, because we do know that he loves the plum blossoms.
Yes.
Shout out to Plum Blossom Darling. Have we looked at her website in a while?
No, we should.
Yeah.
Plum Blossom Darling, if you're there, send us a message.
Yeah. Shout out to Demi too.
Demi. We should do a mini series looking for Demi, or finding the Plum Blossom Darling. We could do it on CNN. Anderson Cooper could get involved.
Oh, I don't want Anderson Cooper. I want Selena Wong.
Selena Wong, yes. Selena Wong, if you're listening, we love you. So anyways, we realize it's a trap because they go out, and who is out there on her knees, fake praying, but Zhen Huan.
You better work.
Looking
and let him
gorginta.
know,
And they're like, quickly, he's coming.
He's coming. Put the butterflies in. Put the butterflies in.
And this scene took way too long because the only thing that I was thinking about is there going to be some Asia O'Hara dead butterflies coming out of this coat.
Right, the coat is quite heavy, and she is like a little girl, so it's not like there's a lot of space under that jacket either. Mm-mm. And she's on the ground for quite a while, because she's praying. She's like, dear, is it God? Who is it? Is it Guanyin? No.
Is that God?
Guanyin is like the goddess of love and light, but in traditional Buddhism, there's lots of God characters, kind of.
It is polytheistic, yes.
Okay, vocabulary. Did you teach that to the children today?
Polytheism? No.
So anyways, she's pretending to pray because she says, Goddess, if you make me fertile and let me have a child for my husband that I love, I'll be a vegetarian for the rest of my life. I promise to never slap a bitch in the face again. Making all of these bargains.
And the emperor walks up in a lovely look. I love the coat.
I kind of do too. It's a very fierce fur.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, PETA.
And he's like, and he comes up and he's like, let me talk to you. And she's like, no, my socks are wet.
My socks are wet and my feet are drying.
Uh-huh. And that is what she said to him 2 years ago, which I was thinking was a year ago. 2 years ago, in the same spot.
In the same exact spot. And
whenever they thought it was, whenever
You Dying, Lady
You
Melodic.
Dying, yeah, Lady Melodic. Whenever that whole thing happened,
Right. And he immediately calls the Zhen Huan out and is like, here, stand. Your hands are so cold. And so he like picks her up by the hand. And again, I'm worried about these bugs.
I'm so
Because she's taking a crunchy time. She's taking a crunchy time to get up.
And we're still waiting. And then they have to go through their whole dialogue. And we're still waiting.
But she turns around, opens it up, and those CG butterflies are going everywhere.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping.
And all the girls are like, oh, fuck.
They have never seen a stunt like it. But they actually, I think she's fooled them. Because the Emperor doesn't think, oh, nice stunt, the butterflies under your dress. He was like, wow, where'd these butterflies come from? They're so attracted to you because you're pure of heart, Huan Huan.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, hee hee hee. Whereas Fucha Guiren, over on the side, we cut to her and she says something like, that bitch is doing witchcraft.
Is that witchcraft? Yeah.
He says that even the sight of her and this whole stunt has his heart drunk and inebriated. He says, 我的心醉. Which, did you know that word? 醉. That means to be drunk. So if you're like out and about and you're like, I'm too drunk, I need to go home, you can just say, 喝醉了.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I will
definitely say that.
I'll say that.
Now, the scene kind of did end, and I was a bit annoyed. Because the Emperor's like, are we still fighting? And Zhen Huan, like, immediately gives up and is like, I don't know what you're talking about. We've never been fighting.
But then they continue to fight.
Well,
In later scenes.
Speaking of a later scene, after this whole episode, Qifei and Fucha Guiren go back to somebody's chamber. Not sure whose. And Qifei is very upset, being like, wow, she's already gaining back in favor. I literally tried to punish her last week. Here we go. Like, and not only did I try to punish her last week, now that she's on top, she's gonna come for me. Right. And Fucha Guiren is like, no, girl, we've got 2 against 1. Why do you think it's gonna be an issue? And Qifei does say something very smart. She's like, oh, you think favor in the palace is a numbers game? Ho ho ho, you dummy. It doesn't matter if it's all of us versus her. If she's the number 1 girl, she's the number 1 girl.
Yeah, and that's also what I was thinking is, she's like, yeah, it's 2 against 1. And it's like, but y'all are fighting for favor. And so as soon as one of y'all gets into favor, you're forgetting about the other bitch.
Uh-huh.
So it's not 2 against 1. Right now it's just
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
2 lonely girls, yeah.
2 lonely girls. I did say that they looked cute, though. Qifei looked very ugly last episode, but this episode she's wearing something kind of cute. And actually, Fucha Guiren was kind of slaying this whole episode in the looks department.
Oh, wow.
Qifei said something, or
crazy.
Fucha Guiren said something about, but there's no, they have no proof about the oleander or whatever, the poison that she was giving.
She said that last week.
She also said it this week.
Well, they need to stop talking about it. The number 1 rule in a cover-up is to cover it up.
Isn't there proof though? Doesn't the...
No, the Empress, like, blocked it. The Empress, like, threw it away.
Oh, so there is... The Empress could say it, but it's just saying there's no... We don't have...
Right, it's just he said, she said at this point.
We don't have the little snacks anymore.
Yeah. No. In the next scene, Zhen Huan is back at home, very happy with her stunt, warming up her hands by her fire. But she is still a little bit sad. She says that her happiness right now is like the moon in the water or the flower in the mirror, which is like, it is beautiful and happy, but it's like, it's not the real thing yet.
Yeah, and then who comes in, Loju or
I think it's Vermilion that comes in and she's like, hey, by the way, we're about to close the doors for the night, and by the way, the Emperor's here. And she says, send him away.
To go away.
And we all were gagged at this. We were like, what?
Loju was gagged.
Jingxi was gagged.
We were like, what are you talking about? We just said We were just talking about it.
We were just talking about how you needed to do that. And he literally comes right up to the door and she goes, I'm sleeping. Come back tomorrow. And he was like, well, can I just even look at your face? And she's like,
no, I'm asleep.
I'm sleeping. Which is like, he has been over there enough to know, like, is that even where the bed is?
No.
So he can, like, probably hear that she's right outside the door.
Wow, what a respectful man for him to just, like, not just barge in.
I know. Well, because, you know, he is the emperor. I'm sure there were some emperors that are like, shut the fuck up.
I'm coming in.
I'm coming in and doing whatever I want to that punani.
Well, I was thinking, I didn't think he was going to come in there and try to fuck her, but I was thinking he was just going to come in there. And then she was going to get in trouble for lying.
Oh.
Because she wasn't asleep. She was fully clothed.
Right. She hadn't even taken off her eyeshadow.
She never does.
She woke up like that. It's natural. So anyways, after that, Su Pei-sheng is like, well, if you're horny, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to this girl, this girl, this girl? And guess where he goes?
To baby brothers.
17th prince. Oh.
Yes, Daddy.
And they're drinking, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't like playing their game. They were just talking.
Shout out to my friend that dated that porn star that does porn with his twin.
Anyway, are you going to see them this summer?
No, because Josh lives in Portland and he is no longer dating Matthew.
Damn. Sorry to that man, or hooray for him.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go see Matthew.
Oh.
Just kidding.
So the emperor is complaining about Zhen Huan, how he loves her so much, but she's too smart. Smart girls are always irritable. He loves the cute and dumb ones because they're not smart enough to, like, complain about shit.
Did I lie?
But then the 17th prince goes, yeah, but you say you only like them, but you say you love the smart girl Zhen Huan. And which I think is funny because he's like, oh, it's like, how do you know this much about my marriage life? And it's like, oh, he does not know that they meet by moonlight.
He does some, like, I forgot what he says, but he, like, it's so, like, straight man, like, yells off to, like, the servant at the side, like, where'd we get this one at?
Right. It is very bro-y, unfortunately.
Well, they are brothers.
They are brothers. So...
Which, by the way, I got Dee and Guga shirts for me and my brother.
I can't wait for you to post those.
We're going to wear them out.
I can't wait.
I should have got crop tops.
Well, you can cut them.
I don't know. I got a t-shirt because I don't know if Taylor will wear a crop top.
Well, he read erotic fiction with us, so you can always ask. We do cut to the emperor who is trying to sleep by himself. In Su Pei-sheng, who I guess is, like, sleeping right next to the bed.
And just, like, leaned up against the wall. And then he, like, wakes up and he's like, is it morning time yet?
And he's like, no, there's still 4 more hours till sunlight. Which we did ask, where's the clock?
Where's the clock? And how was he just awake?
He's just ticking. But, you know, it's like, he's this girl's got him up all night. He'd be thinking about those butterflies and how good she smelled out in the snow.
I be up all night, whole crew's in here, 'cause I don't really know who I'ma lose this year. Oh, man, I love my team, I would die for them.
Let's take a break. Anyway, ni hao, we're back, and it's a new day in the workroom, except RuPaul has chosen to come in today.
And he does what I hate, stealing the chair.
I don't think he does that because that's his personality. I think that's just the rule.
That's just the rules.
Yeah.
In this day and age, for me, if somebody came in, I don't give a fuck who you are. I was sitting there.
Right. But it's not as if anybody brought in an extra chair. Because even when the Empress gets up, she's just be standing there.
Well, she's like kneeled down. Well, was there like a little stool next to it?
There might have been. But it's not as if there's two thrones.
Two thrones. There's just the one throne.
It's just the one.
Yeah, so obviously it's going to go to him. But still.
One thing that annoyed me about the scene, great sound design, but because he's stressed, he's doing those little prayer beads, and you hear them throughout the whole scene. I know they're not that loud, but the sound designer put those in so that we could hear it the whole time. Because he's stressed that the Zungar Khanate from the Borderlands are threatening to revolt if they do not get
a wife.
And not just any girl.
A princess.
A princess from the Emperor.
She honestly can eat my
And
ass.
We only have... Well, when we're sitting there, I'm like, there's only one.
Well,
and she's like, a baby, is she not?
She must be like 3 or 4. Maybe 3.
Yeah, she could be 3 or 4
right
this time, yeah.
And so, and that's the thing too. The director does cut over to Cao Gui-ren's face because that's the natural assumption. Is that well, it must be this girl. I love that Shen Meizhuang immediately reads them down because Shen Meizhuang is like, how dare they make such a request? Who even gives a shit about these Borderlands people?
Who the fuck are these people? I never heard of them.
I had never heard of them. And they think that they can walk up and just demand something so precious and so rare from you, the Emperor? I think not. So yeah, there's a lot of distaste in the room. Nobody seems to like this idea that Princess Wenyi would be married off because she's too young. But in the Emperor's mind, there's really no other choice.
Yeah. Because it's going to start a war.
The idea is that if they are not placated, somehow they will start a war which will be costly. And obviously people will die. And it just seems unnecessary at this point. Mm-hmm. And yet the Empress has this amazing idea.
Can eat my pussy.
My amazing idea is for them to get some real cunty ninjas. to just go and execute that man in the
Very
middle of the
Kill Bill
night.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet Uma Thurman was busy.
Uh-huh.
Lucy Liu, she could not make the shoot. Uh-huh. Oh my god, what if Lucy Liu makes a cameo?
In this show?
Do you think she would? Yeah.
Okay.
Of course he is. So anyways, she's like, by the way, you have a younger sister that is unmarried. So why doesn't she do it? And he was like, I'd never do that to my younger sister.
Yeah, but you're going to do it to a baby?
Yeah, cut to Cao Gui-ren, who's like, okay, fuck my girl. Oh my god. But by the end, they do decide that that's the easiest plan, it's the best plan, and that they're going to get married in 10 days.
Didn't they decide that it was the only plan? Because according to the rules, Wenyi cannot get married because she is too young. She doesn't meet the age requirement of probably 10.
I don't think there is an age requirement. I think it was the only plan because he just decided that she was too young.
Yeah.
But before he decided that, he was going to do it, I think. Mm-hmm.
But also, who is this?
The
Zungar
Khanate. By the sounds of it, it sounds like it's a region by Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
In that area of China, I'm assuming.
Because of the name.
Yeah, in Xibei.
Who the fuck is this guy that he's just get me a 10-year-old bitch to fuck?
Well, I don't think we'll ever truly see him. Because they say that his younger sister will get married off to this man and then never see her older brother again, the Emperor. Mm-hmm. So they must be very far away. But I was confused by this. When they're talking about planning the wedding, finally Zhen Huan pipes up and is like, yeah, there's going to be a lot that needs to happen in the next 10 days. So I think Cao Gui-ren should help plan it.
What does that have to do with anything I just said?
And Cao Gui-ren goes, actually, no, I don't want to do that. And the Emperor's like, great idea, Zhen Huan. Cao Gui-ren, you're going to help plan it. So why?
Why is she
Was that helping or hurting?
I don't know. I don't know what her motivation was with that.
I don't know either. And so then the ladies are dismissed. They're walking home through the streets. And it's revealed that not only is this man from the Dzungar Khanate really aggressive and rude, he's also a 60-year-old man.
Don't.
Who's going to marry this very, very young girl.
Yeah, so I'm like, my first thought is like, oh, that's kind of like nice for the girl.
Honestly fierce. Like, he'll die soon.
He's going to die, and then she's going to be left with all this stuff, but she's already the daughter of the emperor, so.
Well, but I think because she's the daughter of the emperor, she was never going to have a high position. That's kind of what they said, too. They were like, if she doesn't marry this man who has a very high position, who else is she going to marry in her life? Like some noble from this other town that nobody cares about?
Yeah, because it's 1800s. 60, that's old.
Yeah. Oh, super.
He's a goner.
Yeah. So I actually think she'll be okay.
Yeah, maybe she got quite the hookup. But they're talking about her at the wedding, like how she's just like crying, how it was just like a terrible, terrible wedding. Nobody was there, and she's.
We're
crying.
not there yet.
Okay.
Well, because we kind of get into it in the street too, where she says something about like, yeah, I volunteered Tagui Ren to do it because Zhen Huan does kind of explain, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
Please let us know. Afterwards, we cut to a scene with the Empress and An Lingrong talking in the Empress's chamber. The Empress is just looking beautiful as always.
Mm-hmm. And An Lingrong is too.
An Lingrong is looking good. All the girls are doing really good this episode.
It had the jade, and then it had 3 or 4 little rose quartz as well in a, what do you call this?
Like a hot dog bun.
Yeah, but what do you call it? Like a
rainbow? A hill? A wave? A curve?
No.
A bowl?
Whenever you have them think 4th of July.
A firework?
No, whenever they have the flags and they're like
draped?
They're draped in a certain way. What do you call that?
In a bonnet?
No. It's some real faggy word.
Exciting. Very cool.
I don't know what it's called.
Well, it's a shape.
It's a shape, yeah.
It's a shape. But the Empress is pissed off. Because the Empress is like, wow, you're the #1 girl, and yet in the workroom, you didn't say a single thing. What the fuck? And Anna's like, well, I just never found my moment to say anything. And she's like, yeah, well, Zhen Huan pulled that stunt, and now she's on the rise. You should be friendly with her again. And Anna was like, well, you didn't tell me to be friendly. And she's like, do I have to tell you everything?
I have to tell you everything.
You little dumb bitch.
She should know by now that she does have to tell her everything.
So basically, but plants the idea in Anne's mind that the next time we're in the workroom in front of the Emperor, she's got to say something. And she's got to try to make the appeal to Zhen Huan, which we will see in a moment. In the next scene, we see Zhen Huan, and the Emperor is finally let inside. And they're playing that little game. It's not Wuzichi, but it's like...
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's a different game.
But with the black and white tiles.
But with the black and white tiles,
well, yeah. Okay, it's not... I guess it is not that game, because I was wondering why it was so slow, and she, like, finally places it down. It's like, you only have one more move left, and you're going to lose. And and then he concedes.
So he says, I lose. And she's like, ooh, hoo, hoo, I win. And something about, like, there was some wager on this. Like, if she won or if he won, he got to stay or something. Mm-hmm. And he's going to stay the night. And so she was like, yeah, so you can stay over tonight.
You've been so obsessed with staying here, so you're going to get to stay here tonight, and I'm going to go stay at Shin Mei Zhuang's.
Want to know what?
No. And again, we just all died. We were all like, what are you talking about? And he's like, why are you going to do all of that? And she was like, well, because I want to. And so then the Emperor gets the hint, and he's like, no, I'm not going to make you go all the way over there. I'll go.
And he's mad.
Bye. Because they try to, like, send him off by, like, Huang Shang, Wan, or something like that. And he just walks.
The absolute nerve of a teacher and a mentor.
I feel like she's going to be acting like this until Huafei is dead.
That's what she said earlier.
Burned at the stake. She said that...
Oh, no. She says that later. She says that
later.
Yeah. Well, and Jingxi and the other girls are kind of trying to warn her in a nice way. Like, listen, girlie.
What the fuck are you doing?
at what point, like, you're doing this so that you can trap his heart, but, like, trap is the operative word here. So when is it going to be done? And she, culture alert, alludes to this story of the Emperor Wu of Han and the Lady Li, who apparently always wore a veil and never ever let the Emperor see her face, because the thing that you cannot have is the most desired.
You ate that.
Do you agree?
Absolutely.
What do you desire that you cannot have?
I wish not to share.
I wish to have my student loans forgiven and a steady paying job. But I cannot. I cannot have that.
I have both.
Do you?
They're not forgiven, but I'm not paying them.
We cut to a very short scene with Tao Ren, and the evil music is playing because she's just really in despair about the fact that, like you said before, the wedding had happened, nobody came, the girl was crying the whole time, and she could not imagine a different fate for her daughter.
Yeah, scoring will do everything for you.
Yeah. It really told us how to feel in this moment. And I was feeling for her, and I agree. It's really a shame that these little girls are really just hongbaos, basically. Like, let me give you to this man to make him happy.
There's people that are dying.
In the next scene, why are you on your phone?
Because I'm trying to figure out what this goddamn word is.
You need to let it go. You can look at the dictionary app later.
Okay.
In the next scene, the Emperor visits during the day while Zhen Huan is doing her needlework. And he doesn't announce himself, he just rolls right in.
Which Zhen Huan in the earlier episodes was famous for that.
Just
not rolling up on the Emperor, but like rolling up on people.
And not saying
and
anything.
like coming up to the people before and like, hey, don't announce me. And they're like, but I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna get my head cut off.
Right, but she's like, no, I like to just watch.
Bless God and bless the gays.
And so the Emperor, I think, is just feeling some kind of way because he knows that he's done a bad thing to his little sister and he's never going to see her again. But he says that he loves Zhen Huan wearing purple and gold.
Mm-hmm. Well, because she was asking what color should she make the clouds on the dragon
On the little embroidery.
Yeah.
And there's something about this moment that makes Zhen Huan finally relent. Because we cut to them laying stiff as a board in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And those beds do not look comfortable at all.
But they're very good for your back.
Sure.
Meanwhile, we cut back to Huafei. Or, sorry, can I just call her Huafei? Is that okay?
We can call her that. Well, because, like, yeah, everybody calls her that.
Not now.
Well, not now in the show, but it's like, you remember whenever we went to the West Bund and you had to talk to people and everybody's like, yeah, I like Huafei.
Oh, right.
And it's like, and these are people who have seen the show and knows that.
Uh-huh. So maybe she'll get her name back.
Eventually, she's not Huafei, but
Yeah.
maybe eventually she is again.
I hope she gets her name back. But anyways, she's looking haggard. Her hair is down. She is standing right over that pleasancy, which we know causes her to be infertile. And she keeps spooning it into the fire.
They sound tired, but they don't sound haggard.
What's that from?
A Disney chick song or a chick's song.
Yeah.
They sound tired, but they don't sound haggard. They got money, but they don't have cash. They got Junior, but they don't have Hank.
Oh.
It was a read of like country music at the time, Nashville country music at the time.
Well, they look tired, but they ain't haggard.
They look tired, but they don't. They sound tired, but they don't sound haggard. Like
Merle Haggard.
yes.
Yes. Culture alert. And she has this great quote, which I really do want to look up later. I didn't write it down in the moment. But she says, bitches always feign their feelings.
Yeah.
Because basically...
Bitches.
The bitches. Literal bitches.
Uh-huh.
So the Magpie Bridge Brigade, they choose their words carefully.
Uh-huh.
And whatever she said, it truly meant bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Because Michi Miao Miao has just told her that Zhen Huan has finally been laying it down. And she reveals that she cannot smell the pleasancy anymore. She pours it into the fire, but she can't smell it anymore.
Yeah, she says that it's because she doesn't have the love from the emperor, or...
Do you think that this is a sign that she has COVID-19?
Don't.
She has no taste, but I don't know. Yeah, I was wondering if anybody was going to tell her that that's why she's infertile.
Well, the only people that know about it is the emperor and the empress. Do you think it's a sign that because she can't smell it anymore, she's going to choose to not use it anymore? Because this plan has only been working because they've tricked Huafei into thinking that the pleasancy is like a elaborate luxury thing that nobody else has.
Maybe
if she chooses to stop using it, can she get pregnant?
Maybe she is gonna like. I feel like because of the prolonged exposure that
she's fucked forever.
It's done. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a war crime. I think.
Yeah.
To destroy a woman's reproductive system without her consent. That's evil.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, this is Trenty with a little bit of an editor's note. We recorded this episode almost a year ago, in which that joke probably would have landed a little bit better, so we just wanted to say free Palestine. And now, back to the palace.
We cut back to the workroom, and the emperor is there again at the workroom, and they get interrupted because Huafei wants to come in and bow. She knows that she's still grounded, that she can't leave her palace, but she's been missing the emperor so badly that she just wants to come in and bow real quick.
He's like, okay, sure. And she comes in all shy, and she says what she needs to say, and he goes, I acknowledge that you said that.
I acknowledge you.
Now go back home.
I just put 2 and 2 together, but... And this is the first time, okay, everybody in the room that's listening, they're allowed to hear this story. So I was visited by a concubine recently. And it was a great time while I was chicken crit. And afterwards, they texted me some very kind things about me, which I took in. But for me, on my side of the review, because on Didi, you review the driver and the driver reviews you. Well, on my review, it was fine. So I texted him back, thank you for those kind words. It means a lot to me.
Oh no.
So anyways, that was very shady. And then Huafei says something else, and everybody in the room pretends like they don't hear it. And then the emperor immediately says something to Zhen Huan, I love that color on you. Where'd you get that? And Huafei makes this most wretched face as she turns and leaves as fast as she can.
Well, she says something else too, and he acknowledges it. He's like, "Yeah, we'll get you some new fabrics."
Something like that.
Well,
because she had looked over at Zhen Huan in the workroom and was like, "Wow, you're looking great these days, Zhen Huan."
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, ask the household department for some fabric.
Yeah. But he wasn't saying that to Huafei. He was saying that to Zhen Huan. Yeah, Zhen Huan, let me get you some more fabrics.
Oh, I thought he said it to Huafei.
No, that's why she was so devastated and she just left. Because he was slowly not even responding to her anymore. Which at one point it's okay, girl, you said you were coming in to bow and leave. But she came in to bow. She said what she needed to say. Everybody was waiting for her to leave and she still didn't. So... in a way, maybe she wasn't going to leave unless something like this happened.
You keep saying bow so many times, and there's this Instagram that I follow, Mob Kitchen, and there is this guy on there that kept talking about making bow buns, and he just kept saying bow, and you just keep saying bow. I know it's a different bow, but
was on the show?
No, fuck that man.
You wish.
No.
It sounds crazy. And indeed it was. So
then, afterwards, An Lingrong takes this moment to try to cuddle up to Zhen Huan. And she says, yes, Zhen Huan, I'm just so happy that you're doing so well because you were doing not very well for quite a while and we're really good friends and sisters, right? And Zhen Huan rips her arm away and was like, well, it would have been nice for you to visit.
Right?
And then another girl, Jingpin, or Jingfei now,
Jean Fei, yeah.
She says, yeah, funny how when you were in favor, you actually never visited her, Anne. Interesting choice.
I was there.
I was there. Shemi Zhang was there. But not you. Interesting.
I like Jean Fei.
I do too. Because she waits for her moment and then she says something that you cannot argue with, but is also like not even cunty. It's just like...
It's just the truth,
That's
yeah.
just tea. Yeah.
And that's the tea.
Afterwards, they're walking in the snow. They're leaving. This is when Zhen Huan is like, yeah, as long as Hua Fei's brother is like doing the wars and stuff, he's never gonna kill that bitch. So
Well, that's what she wants.
she's very simply wants her dead.
I say it.
Yeah, she wants a public burning at the stake.
Of her.
Yeah, in the middle of the square.
Yes. Now, she goes to the garden, and when she gets to the garden, she sees Fu Chaguiren, who is really looking cute in this pink, and Cao Guiren.
You know, and this episode, there was a lot of, like, pink and teal combinations. It was like, this is very 1890s, 1880s.
17.
Yeah. 17. It's very 80s, 90s color combinations with the teals and the aquas and the magentas.
Uh-huh. Zhen Huan invites them to hang out. She's like, oh, Cao Guiren, haven't seen you in a while. Why don't you come by? We can chit-chat. Which I think is going to be good because maybe she'll explain to Cao Guiren why she volunteered her for being the wedding planner.
Yeah.
At first, Fu Chaguiren tries to say like, oh, no, sorry, me and Chi Fei are going to the theater. We got a show later. I can't do it. And Zhen Huan says, oh, I understand, but wouldn't it be so bad if, like, word got around that, like, you were avoiding me?
Slay her.
For some unknown reason.
For some reason. Hee, who could say? And Fu Chaguiren's like, oh, actually, I'm not going to theater
the
today.
The show was canceled,
The show was canceled. Yeah, I can go. And that's it. That's the end.
Uh-huh.
So what do you think is going to happen in the next episode?
Zhen Huan is going to get those girls right together.
She's going to gather them.
She's going to sit them down one by one and tell them about themselves.
Let them have it.
Uh-huh.
I think that An Lingrong is going to fall out of favor quite quickly, sadly.
It's already happened.
Well, not like officially, but it's everybody knows it's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, I wonder if she's going to get back into black magic?
Yeah, absolutely. Because she's still, like, working with the Empress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the 17th Prince. Well, okay, I noticed something. In the credits, I thought the credits scenes were all the same, but this time in this episode, I saw new previews in the credits. And one of the scenes had the 17th Prince with a mustache.
Mustache, yeah.
Yes.
So I wonder if he can grow a mustache pretty quick.
I saw lots of blood in these scenes, too.
Yeah.
Bitches getting slapped.
It's physical.
Yeah.
It's about to get physical and severe. But why don't we take a break and then we'll come back for our fun segments.
Anyway, ni hao, and we are back for
本周心机真宠装。
All right, Big Westi, this week I feel like we've got a lot of contenders. The runway was on fire.
Bless God. Bless the gays.
These bitches gave us Winter Wonderland. What was
Yeah.
it called? No, it was Snow Bunnies.
Snow Bunnies.
They were giving us Snow Bunnies.
Yeah, so I have three options. One is An Lingrong in the
The hair.
hair.
Mm-hmm.
That word, it's like something like
A cummerbund. A banner.
it's on a banner. You would like maybe do it at the bottom of a stage or something. That's
A
where I have
trim.
done them. It's a trim of some sort. Has a oon at the end of it.
An oon at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
A Cameroon. Brigadoon.
No. But that one.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was also, I think it was An Lingrong again. Or was it Shimei Zhuang? Or was it Cao Guiren?
They were all good.
I think it was Cao Guiren, and she had like a little vest on. That was
with the white fur, but it was like a navy color.
No. This is the like magenta and teal combination that I'm talking about.
Okay.
But that's not one that I'm gonna pick as a winner, but it is my top 3. And then the third one is the Emperor.
The Emperor, I loved. He's in my top 3 as well. He's getting a toot from me. We can't let it be said without acknowledging Zhen Huan's new look. Her whole makeover challenge.
Yeah.
With her stunt and the butterflies, that's got to be up there.
Sure.
But another one that I really loved this week was actually Fucha Guiren's last outfit, that very, very bright pink. Just because it is highlighted against the white winter snow in such a nice way. I feel like if they wear the pinks in like the spring and the summertime, it really does blend in with all of the other like natural summery colors.
Yeah.
But when you wear such a color in the wintertime, you really pop.
It stands out more.
Yeah.
My vote is the Emperor.
You know what? I'll give it to him too. I think people are going to read us for not giving it to Zhen Huan this week, but...
I just don't think hers was the best.
Well... And there you have it. That was...
本周心机真宠装。
And now, we are going to get into, very briefly... Whispers in the Palace. One whisper comes to me from a unnamed concubine who texted me a picture of a doormat that was the name Suiyu something. What is it, Monty? What's it called? Suiyu Gong? No. Suiyu Xuan.
What is that?
The Palace of the Broken Jade, where Zhen Huan lives.
Oh.
So somebody has like a little doormat outside their apartment, and it is the name of her palace.
Who has that?
Zhen Huan's.
Who sent you the photo?
I don't know their name.
Next question.
Somebody on Grindr sent it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I responded that mine would be more like Shemei Zhuang's. I would be the Zhu Hua Gong.
Yeah.
Do you have any whispers?
No.
In the palace?
No, did I?
I don't know. Who's been whispering to you?
Nobody. Nathan said he loves the podcast.
Oh,
he's ready for season 3.
Shout out to Nathan. Oh, this is a whisper with Nathan.
Yeah.
He wants to do some video.
He wants to join the team.
So let us know, should we start to do, would you guys watch
White
video
Gays Live
episodes? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was very inspired by The Pit Stop, which is a very highly produced, expensive web series.
But maybe he's got that ability.
I think he's very talented.
We've seen from his photographs that he's very talented.
He's got some good stuff. It would help if we had some subscribers, though, to help pay for this. Just a reminder, you can always subscribe on iFADN, and also you can subscribe as a supporter on Spotify.
I've always mentioned that we could do video podcasts, because there are lots of podcasts that do that, but like I don't have the ability to do that. I don't know how to do that.
It's a great idea. It would be nice if somebody could, and now Nathan can. So let us know in the comments, in the DMs, if that is something that you would be interested in. Because I think at the beginning I would pay money to at least explore that option, but we would need listener support for sure to do that.
And that was
Whispers in the Palace. All right, so for our language challenge today, I've got a very special challenge for Big Westi. Now, I know he hates these reading challenges, but I have made this one very easy.
Did you print it out? I'm not reading your fucking handwriting.
No, I have a screenshot. Screenshot. It's a screenshot of Pinyin.
Okay.
So it'll be very easy for you to read. It is a poem that is related to butterflies.
Okay.
And it is a very famous poem related to butterflies. So after you read the poem, I want you to guess what it is.
Okay. You say that because it's in pinyin, it's easy for me, but like the tones that go down and the tones that go up, that fucking means nothing to me because I think that I'm saying a tone that goes down.
Do you want to warm up? Do you want to do a warm up?
Yeah.
So there's.
Let's just start with the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
First tone is
yeah.
And then it's yeah.
It's whack-a-doodle time. It is whack-a-doodle time.
And now presenting Big Westi and his performance of 月度彩虹.
月度彩虹，天空中的蝴蝶，我可以做2倍的高度，看一看它在一本书里。阅读彩虹，我可以去任何地方。要认识的苹果以及成长的方法。阅读彩虹，我可以成为任何东西。看一看它在一本书里。阅读彩虹，阅读彩虹，哦。
Talented, brilliant, incredible.
Okay, let's
amazing,
think.
Show-stopping, spectacular, never the same.
Now I'll give you a hint. This is an English poem that I've translated.
Now, is this a poem or like a pop song?
Okay. It is not a pop song, but it is a song.
Okay.
That I know you know.
Yeah. I'm just like trying to figure out like from these what I know. I know that if you give me what Ye Du Cai Hong means, will I give it away?
Yes.
Okay. It's something about like I can drink 2, or I can have 2 cups.
Oh, do you want to see the characters? Because the characters will maybe help. Because yeah, Liang Bei is like, it sounds like 2 cups, but it means
something different.
It means 2 times.
Okay. Yeah, the characters, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that helps me.
Well, if you know the characters, the characters have meaning.
Yeah, but I don't think I know the characters.
Can.
Like, look.
Uh-huh. 他在一本书里.
You know 书.
Yeah, like a book.
Uh-huh. So really think, just look at that one line. That'll give it away, I think. 看一看他在一本书里.
Take a look in a book. Just put me in your song, but you know it'll cost about 6 figures long.
What does that have to do with anything I just said? When I tell y'all I'm confused.
No, don't you look real stupid? Yeah, that's egg in your face. If you wasn't so ugly, I'd put my dick in your face. Is that what this says? Look at the book. Yeah. Dick in your face. Put my dick in your face.
Do you want to know what it is?
Shake my head, yo, I'm mad. Can I scroll down?
You can scroll down.
Trenton.
Yeah?
I'm only 26 years old.
What?
I'm too young for this.
No!
Yes.
Nobody is too young.
I'm too young for this. We don't do this.
Yes, you had to have.
I only know about the breeding rainbow. No, but for real, I'm too young for reading rainbow.
You never knew this? Shaka Khan sings the song.
I'm aware. I am aware, yes. But I'm too young for that.
But you know the song. Butterfly in the sky.
I can go twice as high. Yeah.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading rainbow.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm aware of it.
You were really close. You were like, take a look, it's in a book. You literally said that.
Take a look in a book and put me on your song, but you know it'll cost about 6 figures long. How did you not think that's what I was going to go for?
Anyways, there's only one thing left for us to say.
再见.
If you like White Gaze, we would love for you to leave a review of our podcast, give us 5 stars, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen from. You can also support us by signing up to be a subscriber by going to anchor.fm/whitegaze/subscribe.
You can follow us at @reverse_cowboy_ and at Officer Trenty, and our White Gaze account is at White Gaze Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Douyin, TikTok, and the Anchor app.
White Gaze is not endorsed by Beijing TV Art Center. It is intended for entertainment purposes only. Zhen Huan and all names, audio, pictures, and video clips are all registered trademarks and or copyrights of their respected trademark and or copyright holders.
White Gaze is a podcast hosted by Weston Swift and Trenton Schneiders. Produced by Trenton Schneiders and Monty Shaw. Sound and audio by Trenton Schneiders. Media by Monty Shaw. Our theme song is White Gaze by Trenton Schneiders and Weston Swift.